You've got questions, and I've got answers. Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, answering the questions that new leaders ask us. Actually, our goal is to help all leaders be more successful, productive, and confident. And today, we're just addressing an issue that you've probably all had, which is the person on your team that just wants to do their job and nothing else. Are you ready? Let's go. Today's question is specific, and I'll answer the specifics, but I'm going to answer it more broadly as well. Are you ready? You get a 2-for-1 today. Here's the question. How do I address or coach a person who is good at the technical parts of their job, but that's all they want to do? Here's what this looks like. It looks like the person who says, well, I'm doing my job, and you're saying, yes, but. And here's the thing, whatever comes after the but is also part of their job, but they don't view it that way. So in the broad answer to the question is when people say, well, listen, I'm doing my job, aren't I? And your answer is, not exactly. The problem is that their view of what the job is and your view of what the job is not the same. Right? Now, this may have occurred for a variety of reasons. It may have occurred because the job has grown and they haven't really grown along with it. It may be the case because they resist another part of the job, or it may exist because they're not clear about another part of the job. But the reality is that they have a different view of what the job is than you do. So here's the more specific answer to the technical question, or lay that out. They're really good at the technical parts of the job, at the assembly part of the job, or at the report writing part of their job, or whatever their technical expertise is. They're good at that part, but they don't want to be a part of the team. They don't want to engage in other ways. They say, but I'm doing my job, Kevin. Well, the situation is the same. That their view of the job is different than yours is, and we have to help them see that differently. But there's another thing that may play into it when they're saying, "Hey, I'm good at my job, and it's really about the technical skills and not the soft skills." There's a couple things else it could be. It could still be, as I said, about what their definition of job is, but it could be that they're uncomfortable with the other parts, right? Or it could be that they see themselves as a technical expert and so aren't really willing to look at themselves in any other way. So there's the situation, and there's the underlying challenge that we face. Now, how do we solve it? First, two ideas. First idea is expectations mutually understood. If their viewpoint of the job is different than yours, until you can get them to see the view that you see, until the expectations that you have are mutually clear, you've got very little chance of changing the situation. And I can tell you that when people have asked me this question in a workshop and we've dove into it just a little bit more, oftentimes they'll say, well, what else do you mean by their job? And that leader sort of fumbles around. Listen, if you can't, and I know that they know there's more, but if they can't describe it, if you can't describe it, you can't communicate it successfully to them. It can't be vague. It's got to be as specific and clear. You can't just say, well, I sort of want you to be a team player. Now, I understand that, and we as leaders can look at each other and say, I get that, but what specifically do you need, especially if that person isn't really delivering that and it is part of their job? Are the expectations mutually understood? And then secondly, especially in these technical areas where maybe people are resisting it, not because they don't realize it's part of their job, but they're uncomfortable with it, is provide people the needed resources. People may need training. They may need some new confidence. They may need some tools. Give people what they need. So once they understand the role, if they're still not doing it, they may need coaching or resources or training or tools. Give them what they need so that they can be successful at this other part of their job that up until now they've not considered to really be part of their job. If you do those two things, you got a much better chance of getting people past that place as, man, that's not my job. And that's something that none of us really want to ever hear. Let me summarize with today's tweet. If someone isn't doing something you think is their job, check for mutually clear expectations first. Well, I hope this answer was helpful to you. I hope the question was illuminating and the answer was helpful. And I hope that it's encouraged you to say that, hey, these guys have got something useful to say, and to spend a little more time here on the Bud to Boss site, or to go to bud2boss.com and get more free resources to help you on your path. We've got free resources, lots of them. We've got resources that you can pay us for. We're happy to have you do that too. But I want you to know that bud2boss.com is a place for you to help you as a leader become more successful and to help you help other leaders that you might be responsible for to become more successful. We want to help you through the very important transition that we think of as being from bud to boss.